My name is Sara Manfredo, and I've been teaching English here since 2014.
This location is special to you, I know, in more ways than one, but let's talk professionally. As an educator, what is special about Youth for Tomorrow?
These students come to us from all over the country, and they are typically ones that have been forgotten, the ones that have been told there's nowhere else for them to go. They've been refused at many other placements, and Youth for Tomorrow is typically the last stop, the last chance. And we get students from all sorts of backgrounds, and we're lucky to have them here. They teach us a lot, and we are able to teach them too.
What have you learned in your time here? Because had you experienced these type of students before?
Well, I had a very special teacher growing up who helped me at a pivotal point in my life. And he was a science teacher in middle school, and he really helped save me, I would say. I was in sixth grade, and my father left, and it was a point in my life where I think I could have gone one of two ways. And he really saved me and kept me looking positively towards the future. And I think of that when I think of these students. I came to Youth for Tomorrow hoping that I could make a difference in the lives of children who felt lost, who felt like they didn't have somebody to look up to, and in particular, the Christian principles that we are allowed to use here at Youth for Tomorrow really stood out to me.
We'll get into that in a little bit more depth, but you kind of mentioned sixth grade, maybe an epiphany to become a teacher. Tell us how you got to Youth for Tomorrow in terms of professionally. Where did you go to college? And was that your motivating factor, your sixth grade teacher?
Absolutely. I knew my sixth grade teacher inspired me to become a teacher. So that's when I went to Bridgewater College. And right out of there, I taught at Page County High School in Luray, Virginia. And I wanted to be closer to home, but I wanted to make a particular difference. And I wanted to work with students who had been forgotten or had felt as though they had no other chances. And Youth for Tomorrow was hiring an English teacher position, and it kind of called to me. And I thought, this is the moment. This is where I can almost repay the universe for what Mr. Hull did for me in sixth grade. And that's what led me here.
That is outstanding. Now, did you have the skills you needed when you got here? Were there skills that you picked up? What is, I say what's special about Youth for Tomorrow? What's special about the teachers here at Youth for Tomorrow?
The teachers here have a different sort of empathy that I believe all teachers possess, but is special here because we don't give up on our students. We don't say, well, they didn't do their work today, that's a zero. It's, no, you're going to do it. We're going to work with you to make sure you do, and you are going to succeed. We don't give up on any of our kids. And that's one thing that really impresses me about this faculty, is that we are not willing to let anyone slip through the cracks.
You mentioned the godly principles that are taught here, and that was part of Joe Gibbs's vision. How does that work itself into your curriculum?
We learn all sorts of different literature. We're always studying literature and poetry, but godly principles is part of my curriculum in our everyday conversations with each other about kindness, family unity, loving one another, doing as unto others as you would have others do unto you. We teach that in everything we do at Youth for Tomorrow, and we are able to really instill those principles in our students by showing them and modeling them, what it's like to care for others.
Who are some of the people you look up to here? We'll talk about your personal life in a second, but some of the other staff members here who you might look up to.
I look up to Veronica Myers, our principal. She is an incredibly strong woman who shows more empathy and resilience than anybody I've known. Dr. Gary Jones, who fights for these children every single day. Miss Lakeisha King, she's a residential house coordinator, and she also helps us in the school. I am in awe of these women and how they are able to translate their love for these students into tough love and resiliency, teaching them to persevere and to not give up on themselves. In particular, though, Mr. Douglas Davis, he has been here a very long time. He started in residential. I believe at one point he was a weekend supervisor, and now he is at the school with us, and he works on the boys' wing. And his life experiences have really helped him to be able to relate to these students in a way that many of us sometimes can't, but they see that he truly, truly cares for them. And he is able to, take a student to the side, talk to them about life, and then they're right back in class, ready to read or write, and that's huge here.
Now, your adult family was kind of hatched here, if you
Yes.
will. So you met your husband here. Tell us about that and about your family.
Yes. So I met my husband, Max Manfredo, here. He is a history teacher. And I was fresh out of my first year of teaching, and I needed almost a mentor at school to show me the ropes in a way. And Mr. Manfredo and Mr. Tabish, who was the principal at the time, were able to show me how to navigate the curriculum while having our challenges with our students. And I saw somebody in it, a man in Max that was extremely caring, that was here for a purpose, that will never leave YFT because this is his calling. And I looked up to that so very much. And I knew that if I could be like any teacher other than Mr. Hull, it would be like my husband, Max.
And you started a family.
Exactly. Yes, we were married, and now we have a son, Luca Manfredo.
This is fantastic. What's a good day like here for you? If you're going home after you're going home to see your son, and maybe have a bite for eat for dinner, and you're going home, you say, "Wow, that was a good day." What might that be?
It could be a number of things. It could be a breakthrough during a literature lesson, or it could simply be, seeing a student who's upset in the morning and pulling them aside, and saying, what's going on? What are you working through today? And having just a conversation with them about life and about not giving up on themselves, and truly showing them that there are people here that care for them, that they truly are not alone, which can be hard when their families have given up on them or haven't been the support they need.
I found from the staff, and I've interviewed Veronica Myers, the principal, and several other of your cohorts. I found that the staff has kind of a gratitude, and almost there's a feeling of satisfaction working here. Could you speak on that a little bit?
Absolutely. I had one young lady in particular who was trafficked in Baltimore, and she came to my classroom, and we butted heads immediately. I run my classroom in a very specific manner. It's, yes ma'am, no ma'am. It's grab your warm-up notebook. It's get to work. I expect these things from you because I know you are capable of these things. I conduct myself professionally and expect you to do the same. And coming from such a challenging environment, it's hard at first. They buck the system. Who is this woman to tell me what to do? And how does she know what I've been through? And just like with this young lady, we had a rough start, but I didn't give up on her. I didn't say, well, you have disciplinary records and I'm moving on to the next student. It was, I'm going to make this a mission. I'm going to break through to her and show her that she is worth fighting for. I tell my students every day, and especially when they leave YFT, I say, your happiness and your health is worth fighting for. And I'll never forget, the difference with this young woman, seeing her the day she came in and we were butting heads to the day she left, saying, thank you for pushing me. Thank you for being hard on me and for not giving up on me. And that was a truly incredible moment.
And finally, it sounds as though you've grown a lot personally since you've been here, and you also have a lot of pride in working here.
I do. I really do. Absolutely. Youth for Tomorrow personally has changed my life in so many ways. Obviously, I've met my husband here, and now we have a child. But it is a place that people don't really know the difference that is made here. People don't see from the outside all that goes into this place. They see our cars pull up and they sometimes wonder what could be going on that beautiful campus. We are saving children here. We are making a difference in the lives of those who felt as though they had been forgotten. And that is the mission, is to show these children that we are here for them, they are their family, and that God loves them.